Hello friends, welcome to Power Electronics lecture series. Today we will discuss about the full bridge voltage source inverters. I have made one video regarding half bridge voltage source inverter, its circuit diagram, its operation and waveform is discussed. So now we will see about the full bridge voltage source inverter, its circuit diagram, its waveform and its operation. Also some applications where these inverters are used. Also the basic difference between full bridge inverter and half bridge inverter. So before moving to the full bridge inverter circuit diagram, I want to tell you some basics about the inverters and other power converters so that you will clearly understand how power converters are works and what is the functions of power converters in power transformation, that is from one form to another. So let's begin with the basics of inverter and its types, then we will come back to the full bridge voltage source inverters. Hello friends, welcome to Power Electronics lecture series. Today in this session we will discuss about the inverters, that is voltage source inverters, also current source inverters, its construction, circuit diagram, working principle and the waveforms. Also we will discuss about the applications of inverters. So I have made so many videos regarding with the power converters in the power electronics. That is, there are total 4 to 5 types of power converters in power electronics, which converts one form of power into another form of power, that is direct current into alternating current, or alternating current to direct current, or direct current to direct current. So I will tell you the names of these power converters one by one. So first of all, I am taking some revision regarding with the power converters, and then we will start about the actual topic, that is voltage source inverters. So what are power converters? So there are total 4 to 5 types of power converters, including cycloconverters. The first one, I will tell you one by one. The first one is the direct current to direct current, that is DC to DC, which is called as chopper. Chopper is a circuit which converts fixed DC to adjustable DC voltage. Then we have learned about rectifiers. The rectifiers is a power converter which converts alternating current into direct current, that is AC to DC. So there are also various types, that is single phase rectifiers, three phase rectifiers. Then we have discussed about the AC voltage controllers which converts alternating current to variable alternating current, AC to AC. There are some cycloconverters also. Those are the frequency converters, which are step up cycloconverter and step down cycloconverter. So in step up cycloconverter, output frequency is increased as compared to input frequency, and in step down cycloconverter, output frequency is decreased as compared to input frequency. So now we will discuss about the inverters. The inverters are the power converters which converts AC output voltage from the DC power supply. So these are the converters which converts DC to AC. So it has very wide applications in power electronics. In almost all areas, the power converters, this type of power converters are used. So we will see some introductory part regarding with the voltage source inverters. So one can see in the description of the inverters. The inverters are static power converters that produce an AC output waveform from DC power supply. Okay, that means it is a power converter which convert direct current to alternating current. They are supplied in they are applied in adjustable AC speed drives, uninterruptible power supplies, that is UPS, shunt active power filter, etc. For sinusoidal AC output, the magnitude, frequency, and phase should be controllable. If the DC input is a voltage source, Then the inverter is called as voltage source inverters, that is VSI. Similarly, in case of current source inverter, the input to the circuit is a current source. So the voltage source inverter circuit has capability of controlling AC output voltage, whereas the current source inverter directly controls AC output current. So basically there are two types of inverters which has DC power supply, that is voltage source inverter and current source inverter. So there are some circuitry changes in the voltage source inverters and current source inverters. In the case of voltage source inverter, there is a large capacitor is used which will provide the constant voltage, constant DC voltage in the input of inverter. And in the case of CSI, that is current source inverter, there is a large inductance is provided which will oppose any change of current at the input side of inverter. So it provide a constant current at the input and the output is AC in the both the case. So these are the some basic types of the inverters and some applications. There are also very wide applications, I will tell you afterwards, that is in the UPS, in adjustable AC speed drives and shunt active power filters. Also it can be used in industrial applications and household applications also. We will see this one by one. So according to the number of phases, inverters are classified into two types, that is single phase voltage source inverter and three phase voltage source inverter. So basically we are focusing on the voltage source inverter, that is it has constant DC voltage at the at the input and has AC output. So depend upon the constant voltage source at the input, these inverters are classified into two types, that is single phase voltage source inverters and three phase voltage source inverter. So in this session we will discuss about single phase voltage source inverter. So now we are discussing about the single phase voltage source inverter. So one can see in the description, single phase inverters are basic inverters which produce a square shape AC output with a DC input. These inverters have simple on-off control logic and obviously they operate at much lower frequencies. Due to capacity of low power, they are widely used in the power supplies and the single phase UPS. So again they can be divided into two categories, that is half bridge single phase voltage source inverter and full bridge single phase voltage source inverter. So these are the inverters in which the output is square wave AC output and the DC is the input. Okay, so please remember that the output side of voltage source inverter, single phase voltage source inverter, there is a square wave waveform, and to convert this direct current into alternating current in the square waveform, there is a on off control mechanism is provided, that is so many switches are used in the circuit to convert direct current into alternating current. So those switches can be IGBT based or SCRs. Depend upon the application we can choose these switches depending upon the frequency, operating frequency and the required output voltage on power. The switching mechanism or the switches, either SCR or IGBT, can be choose. So these inverters have simple on off control logic and obviously they operate at much lower frequencies. So due to capacity of low power, they are widely used in power supplies and single phase UPS. So these are some applications of single phase voltage source inverters. So we will discuss about the its categories. That is, first one is a half bridge single phase voltage source inverter, and the second one is full bridge single phase voltage. So let's discuss about the full bridge voltage source inverters. So basically there are two types in the bridge inverter, in single phase bridge inverters, that is half bridge inverter and full bridge inverter. Also, there are two types of inverters, that is voltage source inverters and current source inverter. But we are discussing about only voltage source inverter. I will make separate video on the current source inverter afterwards. So what is full bridge voltage source inverter? As we have seen in the half bridge voltage source inverter, that is only two switches are used, that is Q1 and Q2. According to application, we can choose the switches, that is we can choose with the SCR, or we can use the IGBTs also. So at the output side, at the load, we are getting square wave output, square wave AC voltage waveform, and the input is DC, but the voltage has half value of the DC input voltage, that is output voltage has a half value of input DC voltage. So this can be overcome with the help of full bridge voltage source inverter. So there are some circuitry changes in the full bridge inverter as compared to half bridge inverter. So we will discuss it one by one. So in the figure shows power topology of full bridge voltage source inverter. This inverter is similar to the half bridge inverter. However, a second leg provides a neutral point to the load. As in the half bridge inverter, both switches Q1 and Q2 or Q3 and Q4 in a single leg cannot be on simultaneously because short circuit across the DC link voltage source would be occurred. So in the full bridge inverter, there are four defined states, that is there are total four states, that is states 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are nothing but the switching state. These are shown in the figure. Also you can show in the table, I will show you. The undefined condition should be avoided so as to be always capable of defining the AC output voltage. It can be observed that AC output voltage can acquire values up to DC link value VDC, which is twice that obtained with the half bridge voltage source inverter. So the output voltage is denoted as VAB taken from the load. So ultimately this full bridge voltage source inverter has a twice value at the output side as compared to half bridge inverter. And in the half bridge inverter there are only two states, that is state 1 and state 2. But in the case of full bridge inverter there are four states, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. We will see the operation in each state and how the AC voltage at the output can be obtained. So let's move forward. In a full bridge inverter there are four defined states, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. The defined condition should be avoided, and it can be observed that AC output voltage can acquire values up to DC link value, that is VDC, which is twice that of obtained half bridge voltage source inverter. And the output can be taken across point A and B, that is load is connected between point A and B. So output voltage is denoted as VAB. So one can see from this circuit diagram or circuit topology of full bridge voltage source inverter, that is there are total four switches, that is Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. One DC input source VDC. Also across these four switches, four diodes are connected, that is D1, D2, D3 and D4. These are for reverse current protection, or we can say protection diodes for the switches. IGBT switches are used. We can use SCRs also. Depends on the application. These switches can be chosen. And the load connected between point A and point B. So how the AC output can be obtained across the load with the help of DC voltage, we will see this. So this circuit works in the four states. In each state what will happen, we will see this. So from the description we can see that the single phase full bridge circuit shown in the above figure is similar to that of two half bridge circuits sharing the same DC bus. The full bridge circuit has two pole voltages, that is VAO and VBO, which are similar to the pole voltage VAO of half bridge circuit. So both these voltages of full bridge circuit are square values, but they will have some phase difference. Respective pole voltage are determined by Thevenin's analysis. So we will see how the output voltage across the load can be obtained in these four states. Let's discuss the state 1. So in the state 1, the power switches Q1 and Q4 are in conduction mode and remaining switches are off condition. By using Thevenin's analysis, pole voltages at A and B are VAO and VBO measured, and the output voltage is obtained as VAB is equal to VDC. The path for conduction of the state is shown in the figure. So in the state 1, switches Q1 and Q4 will be turned on, or we can say triggered. So as soon as the switch Q1 and Q4 is turned on in the state 1, the direction of current we can see, this is from source, that is VDC, to Q1, then to the load. So its direction from point A to point B, again to Q4, and then returning back to the DC supply. So the direction will be Q1 to point A to point B, that is from left to right through this load, then Q4 and then VDC. So please remember this direction. After turning on switch Q1 and Q4, now what will happen in the state 2? Now in this state, the power switches Q2 and Q3 are in conduction mode and remaining switches are in off condition. So pole voltages at A and B are measured from load and the output voltage is determined by VAB is equal to minus VDC. So we can see that is in the state 2, switch Q3 and Q2 is turned on and remaining switches are turned off. So as soon as we turning on Q3 and Q2, the direction of current will be from source, that is VDC, to Q3, then point B to point A, that is through the load, that means from right to left, again to Q2 and then VDC. So this is the direction path for the current which is shown in the circuit diagram. So if you clearly observe that in the state 1 the direction of current and in the state 2 the direction of current is opposite. So in the state 1 the load is subjected to the positive voltage, that is from point A to point B. Now in this state the load is subjected to negative voltage, that is minus VDC, that is point B to point A. So the direction of current is reverse, so the voltage across the load will be reverse. So what will happen in the state 3? So in this state the power switches Q1 and Q3 are in conduction mode and remaining switches are in off condition. So the measured output voltage VAB is equal to 0. So in the state 3 we are turning on Q1 and Q3. So the resultant output voltage across the load will be 0. We can see as there is turning on or triggering is provided for Q1 and Q3, the direction of current flowing we can see. So the resultant voltage across the load will be 0. Similarly in the state 4, the switches Q2 and Q4 are in conduction mode and the remaining switches are in off condition. So the total voltage across the load, that is VAB, is also again 0. We can see this from the circuit diagram. The resultant voltage across the load will be 0 after triggering on Q2 and Q4. This is same principle operation is happen in the state 2. Only the switches are Q1 and Q2 are turned on, and in state 4 Q2 and Q4 is turned on. So the resultant output voltage we will get across the load in the state 1 and state 2 only. So we will compare in which state we are getting output voltage across the load, that is VAB. So one can see in the state 1 Q1 and Q4 are in on condition. So resultant voltage VAB is equal to VDC. In state 2 Q2 and Q3 are in on condition. So resultant voltage is minus VDC, that is load is subjected to the negative voltage VDC minus VDC. In state 3 Q1 and Q3 are on, resultant voltage is 0, that is VAB is equal to 0. And in state 4 Q2 and Q4 are on, again the resultant voltage VAB is equal to 0. So it indicates that the load voltage waveform of full bridge single phase inverter during this time period, switches Q1 and Q4 are on and pole voltages are VDC by 2 and minus VDC by 2, then the resultant voltage will be VAB is equal to VDC. So as you get that in the state 1 and state 2 we are getting output voltage, that is for state 1 there is a positive voltage and state 2 there will be negative voltage, and this cycle will continues in next intervals. So first turning on Q1 and Q4, then it will be turn off and then turn on Q2 and Q3. So this process will continues and the output voltage across the load will be AC waveform, square wave AC waveform, that is which has positive and negative polarity. In this way we are getting AC voltage across the load with the help of DC input. So this is all regarding with the full bridge inverters. Thank you.